own pocket that could be offered. I remember graduating from the University of Washington. It was just a few years ago. Things were very different then. Let me give you a couple examples of those differences. We didn't have cell phones, faxes, PCs, DVDs, CDs, MP3s, HD TV, or MTV. To tweet was to chirp. Text was a noun, not a verb. Google was spelled G-O-O-G-O-L, and it meant the figure 1 followed by 100 zeros. And worst of all, there were no remotes, so we actually had to get up off the couch, go over and change the channel to one of 3 channels. Now, I know you look back on that and say, man, those were tough days, but I want you to know we survived those days. But you know, as different as those times were, there are some very important similarities between your graduation and my graduation. Like you, we were leaving college and entering into a very uncertain world in a very difficult time. Graduation, when I graduated, meant the end of student deferments for men and the likelihood of being drafted into a war that few believed in. Our nation was in political and social upheaval. I know about graduating into a disastrous labor market. I graduated with a certificate in teaching. The year I graduated, they stopped hiring new teachers. Talk about timing. Many of my classmates felt adrift, restless, scared, skeptical. Boy, they were skeptical. Today we are a nation at war, and we are mired in the worst economic time since the Great Depression. Many Americans today feel adrift, restless, scared, and certainly skeptical. But as uncertain as that world is right now, I come to you as optimistic as I can be for this class and for your future. Sure, we've got tougher times ahead, but we will get through them just as we did when I graduated. America is the greatest economic engine on earth. The University of Washington is an economic engine of immense power. We are the land of enterprise, innovation, and opportunity. But my sense of optimism, my sense of hope for the future, rests on more than simply our economic potential. My opinion is based on you and the people of this great state and this nation. And it rests on the sense of decency, the goodness in our people, their willingness to get involved, to dream big dreams, to make a difference, and to make this place a better place for future generations. Amidst all those troubling headlines about horrible crimes and store and factory closures, foreclosures and bank failures, bailouts and job losses, we sometimes, all too often, overlook the kindness and the compassion that really surrounds all of us. So just to remind you, I'd like, if I could, to share some personal stories, some very recent experiences that I have encountered, stories about the goodness of people and their willingness to make a better world and to dream big dreams. Stories that I bet will be repeated across this state and illustrate why our better days are yet to come.